Friends, thank you for watching my channel. I just want to remind you, if you need wallpaper, go to www.wallpaperboulevard.com. Tell them Spencer sent you. In fact, if you use my hashtag, Spencer Colgan is wallpaper, they'll be sure to give you 10% off at your checkout. No matter how much you order, they have a wide selection of wallpaper. Check it out. Tell them I said hello. Do you see the seam? Here's the seam. And I'm meeting up perfectly. This is at 5.5 feet. That's 8. I'm meeting up perfectly. Perfectly. And then I get down to the last 30 inches. And look what I got. Look what I got. Has this ever happened to you? What causes this? Can it be fixed? One of the things that causes this is a disproportionate amount of wall in a given area, as opposed to the wall space up there. Let me explain in a different way. So I'm wearing a striped shirt today. Now watch this. The shirt covers me according to the volume of my skin underneath it, right? But if I were a fat person, look at how it distorts the image. I'm not trying to be funny here. This is, okay? You can see the line horizontally with your screen right now. But if I had a big gut, look what happens. The line goes up. Does that explain really well what's going on here? That might be one of the reasons. It's called having a pregnant wall. I mean, it meets perfectly. There are other reasons, like the manufacturer, but that's not the case here. This is perfect wallpaper. It's perfect. So what do we do? And to top it off, this wall was skim coated by the homeowner. And so we're going to assume, well, let me just prove it to you before I assume anything. You want to see if the wall is perfect? Take a straight edge, put it up against the wall. If you see gaps, that will account for the problem. So far, I don't see anything significant at all. At all. I'm looking for a space between the straight edge and the wall. I haven't found anything to blame. No spaces. Let's go this way. Nothing. So let's leave that to the scientists. We gotta fix the problem. So how are we gonna do this? We have to stretch the wallpaper. Water. I'm wetting the wall. And I'm wetting the wallpaper. But keep this dry so that you can get traction on it, okay? Now let's see. see how we're gonna do this. See, we're perfect here, but like 5 inches down, we're off, man. I hate this. I hate this. It's a lot of work. Someone perhaps just thought of or suggested, why don't you heat it up? You can't heat up paper. Cannot heat up paper. Now, you're not doing this with cheap wallpaper, okay? Two hands. I think I've referred to this procedure in my past videos as CPR on the wallpaper. You're pushing hard, folks. You're pushing really hard. Now, if you're pulling over here, you gotta do it over here and over here and over here. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a problem over here on this other piece. Oh, I just slid. Oh boy. And of course, this is the sheet that you're looking at when you're using the restroom, if you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me show you. Let me bring you in there. We're getting there. Now, the other thing you can do is move this one up a bit on the other side. But watch for your seams. You don't want to stress them. Your seams can start looking like they just came out of the washing machine. And although you might be aligned, you've stressed the material. Look, use your hands, okay? Believe me, you're not doing this with cheap wallpaper. You're not doing that. Okay. So no doubt we've stretched, it's like stretching the skeleton of the wallpaper. These fibers are all now stretched here. We had to do it. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lift it up again because it's stretched. The fibers have, if you look on a microscope, they've already torn. That's really what you're doing. You're slightly tearing the backing. You can't see it, but where you stretch it, what happens when you stretch it? Well, what constitutes the backing is imperceptibly fraying. So somewhere along this, if you looked really close, you would see that the material has stretched and has become less rigidly constituted. It doesn't compromise the integrity of the wallpaper. It's made to do that, you know? But since we understand now what's happening, we can now proceed. Let's wet it again. Okay. 2 hands. those of you do-it-yourselfers or homeowners, you know, people who want to do this themselves. If you get Colgan, son, excellent product. Let me just rattle off some names for those of you who want fine wallpaper, okay? Let's talk about affordable fine wallpaper. Colgan, son, York, Graham and Brown. Okay. Serena and Lily. What else? What else? Some Schumachers are within reach of the average wallpaper lover. You know, I've hung Schumachers that cost $2,000 a roll. So each sheet per 10 feet is $1,000. And believe me, it goes for a lot more than that. You know, other Schumachers. But some Schumachers are not that ridiculous, you know? So what else can I suggest to you? Graham and Brown, Serena and Lily. Colgan, son, obviously, which is what we're hanging now. And it's not an exhaustive list. I'm just thinking out loud here. Can anybody else make any suggestions for my viewers? Something that costs $100 or less per roll. That's what I'm talking about. Even $125. You get a lot of nice Graham and Brown, $125 a double roll. Well worth it. Well worth it. All right. Okay, folks. We've accomplished the task. Now, if you want to keep this wallpaper down, and you know you want to have it where it's not moving, you may want to put a layer of paste on the wall and let it dry, and then paste your wallpaper. So how would you know to do that? Well, do it all the time. Put wallpaper paste on the wall. Let it dry. You will reduce bubbles by doing that, and you will increase the likelihood of a really secure installation. And that's what I did on this job, by the way. There's a layer of paste on this wall that I let dry. That's one of the tricks of the trade. Okay, let me show you how we did. Come up close. Remember, we showed you up there how we were doing. I still have to smooth that out. But this was more important, you would agree. That just has to get smoothed out. Now follow my seam. Remember, we started messing up on this tail right here. Now look at it. What do you think? Okay, look at that. Look at that perfection there. Okay? Now, if you meet down here and you meet at the top and you have one little thing in the middle, do not kill it. Don't kill it. Word to the wise. Wallpaper has a personality. It's called caprice. Can somebody please look up the word caprice? If I were to nickname wallpaper, it would be caprice. Sometimes it loves you, and an hour later it doesn't. Are you dating somebody like that? I hope not. Okay. folks. You're the judge. You approve? I hope so. Thanks for watching my videos. If you like the video, click on like, subscribe to my channel. And if you need wallpaper, hold on, don't go. Don't click off. I didn't finish. Go to www.wallpaperboulevard.com, mention Spencer Colgan, and they will give you 10% off. Yes, 10% off.